Welcome to the Copper King Mine and Railroad. Today we're going to talk about the rolling stock here at the Copper King Mine. Now we've had videos on the ore cars and the side dump waste cars and some other ones, but we're going into details about the rest of the stock. So stay tuned.
We're going to talk about the rolling stock on the Copper King Mine and Railroad. Now, when you have an open pit layout, what you have most is ore cars, and that's what I have. I have quite a few ore cars. I have about 4 different kinds and colors. You can see in some of these in the pictures here. Now, I have about 71 of these ore cars. And we had a video on the Bingham's ore cars. Now, these are the different sizes, different colors of my ore cars right there. And they're all over the layout. They're on different sidings and they're being loaded in different areas of the mine. Here's a string of them coming down the levels right here, some empties. And also we have on the layout, we have some side dump waste cars. We also had a video on the side dump waste cars, and that was kind of neat. We showed you some old pictures of the ones at Bingham. They just dumped by air pressure. They had them around for a long time. They had like over 200 different side dump waste cars there at one time. So we had a video on that, and we showed you all those. We also had a video on the passenger service. We showed you my little couple passenger cars on the Copper King Mine and Railroad. So this is part of my rolling stock. I don't have too many different things. I've got the waste cars and the ore cars and just a few different other cars on the railroad. And I'll show you those. But these are the ones I've already had videos on, so you can go back and look for these in the programs I did post. Then also we had one on the big hook, the wrecking crane, here at the Copper King Mine. We showed you all the pictures of the ones at Bingham Canyon Mine. So let's look at the rest of the rolling stock I have on my layout. I have these 3 box cars right here. This one, the door is open and makes it nice, and the dynamite powder comes in that car. Now this box car right here and this gondola over here, I had my grandkids graffiti them all up. It was kind of fun. The mother saw them down there painting. It goes, "What are you doing with Grandpa's train?" He says, "No, I want him to do it." So that was a fun little project for him. Of course, you got to have your tank car to bring your diesel fuel in for your motors. So that's the tank car here. I really don't have very many cars on my layout. Here's a gondola over here to bring ballast into the mine. Here's just another miscellaneous car to haul things around, miscellaneous stuff in the mine. And over here I have a flat car to bring parts in, different things, and a caboose back here in the shops. So I really don't have a lot of different cars, just the ones I need for the mining operations here at the Copper King Mine. Oh yeah, I have this jitney over here where we're working on the track, help lift the rails on. So it's helping the track gang out over here. So that's the rolling stock on the Copper King Mine and Railroad. So let's look at the rolling stock they had at Bingham Canyon Mine. Now here's some of the ore cars. I showed you a lot of pictures of those. I think they had over 1,000 ore cars at the mine one time. Now this picture's this train's only got 4 on it, so it must be pulling the grade to come out of the bottom of the pit or something. Then they had the side dump waste cars. You can see these pictures. It's a great overhead picture looking down. That's the shovels loading it right there. And for a short time they had passenger service coming in to the mine. We talked about that. Of course, then I was thinking they also had these coaches where they delivered the men to their job sites inside the mine. I know I rode the coach many mornings, go in and out of through the tunnels to get into the bottom of the pit and different things to work on the track gang. So that was kind of neat. I had these coaches. And then this is the tool car right here. And we talked about that. They traveled around with the big hook, and they did the heavy repairs around the mine on the shovels or the trains, or worked on the wrecks. Now this right here is a motor in a jitney right here. It's kind of interesting. My grandfather was the engineer on this train, and my uncle was the crane driver, so they got to work together for a while. But they brought the ties in, and the rail on the mine, worked with the track gang. And then here's the line cars. They had line cars for the trolley lines, all the trolley lines around the mine. Also, on the towers, they brought the power into the shovels, around the big electric shovels. Then also, here's some snow plows they had. Had quite a few snow plows because they actually used them to push the overburden or waste material after the side dump waste cars dumped their load. They had to push the rest away over the dump. So here's some of the pictures of the snow plows they had. On this picture, they had a bad snowstorm, 1949. And they got some pictures of it. Like, look how deep the snow is right there. So lucky they had these snow plows up there. And then they had on the main line, they had used these cabooses. They used those all the time. And we talked about that a little bit. They cut them off on the fly when they pulled into Copperton yards over to the mill area. Then they had these speeders that ran around the mine. Now, this guy, he usually welded all the rails together because they had to have a good ground because of the electric trolley lines. Then another thing that was unique to Bingham Canyon Mine was these track shifters. This is really kind of neat. They just clamped on the rail and they lifted it up, had a spud that went down between the ties and lifted it up and could move the track over next to the levels or move them out on the dumps. Now this picture is right here in the 70s. This is when I worked at the mine. I actually worked out in the dump for a little while. And so this is kind of a neat picture for me. It's a track shifter out there on the dump. So that's the rolling stocks on the Bingham Canyon Mine.